Welcome to another episode of Shooting the Shift. There is no Bryn, there is no Milton, and there is no Matt. Today we're joined by Sophie, who runs Modified Girls, and two of her admins, Tony and Fran, aka Tiny Welsh.
Hi.
So we've got them together. We're on a joint stand with them at Modified Nationals. If you can hear clicking, that's Ray taking photos because he's a professional photographer. So we're just going to have a little chat about things. As you know, a few weeks ago, Milton decided to submit some questions. So the first question, I think, actually is probably Sophie's domain, is why does Modified Girls exist?
Well, it kind of happened by accident. I've got a modified car, it's a Honda S2000, and I just wanted to meet other girls that were like me. So I just decided to do a video, and then it just turned into a group, and then a club, and then a brand, and then etc, etc. So, and now 5 years down the line, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What it is.
It is what it is, which is one of the largest all-female car clubs in the UK.
Yes, this is correct.
Almost like I've done some research.
Almost.
So the other one that Milton's come up with, because we know there's a lot of cliches about car girls, right?
Yeah.
So what do you reckon the top 3 cliched questions you guys get asked at an event are?
Is that your boyfriend?
Is that okay?
That is the
Okay.
number one question. Is this yours? I mean, I've just had it today. Is this your car? Really? And then the next thing the guy said, can you drive? I was like, what kind of question is that?
It drove itself here.
Yeah. No, women aren't allowed to drive.
Genuinely, can you drive is like a... Really?
Yeah, that's what he said. Bizarre.
That is... Guys, you really need to like work on this bit. It's 2021. Come on, like you got that. So that's 2 of them. What's the third?
I think, do you work on your own car? That's a bit annoying because no matter if you have no experience or a lot of experience, it doesn't matter. Like if you work on your own car, whether it's putting a sticker on it or fitting an entire engine, we want to know about it.
Yeah.
But I think lots of people find it quite patronising. Lots of boys asking them questions. Oh, did you do that to your own car? Even if they didn't, it doesn't matter because they paid for it. They've done it. It's theirs. Just gotta appreciate it. Every car that comes in, I think.
But the thing I find weird about that is no one's ever asked me that question, and invariably I send it to someone else because I don't have the time.
Most people would, though.
Yeah,
Most people would. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then the other one you wanted to know is what's the most annoying thing that people say to you? Like, what's the most annoying statement you get?
It's the first one that we just said. It's gotta be.
Okay.
I get it all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
this is Ian's car.
It's definitely not Ian's car.
100% no.
I don't get that why that has to be a thing. Like, you can tell Amy's cars from mine. So she's got the 71 Beetle and the Challenger, and like the Challenger's got Hello Kitty stuff like all over it, and nobody when I drive it has ever gone, "Is that yours, mate?"
Yeah.
Like,
It's a
That's the
strange
only
one,
reason
isn't
I
it?
went for pink in the first place. It's because I thought that would be a very, in-your-face statement. This is a girl's car, but no, that hasn't helped.
no, it just we need more pink on it.
Yeah, it does.
I just want to add that both these girls here are actually full-on mechanics as well, and they do the most incredible work I've ever seen. You know, you can see the stuff that they do on Instagram, and I mean, I don't actually work on my own car anymore because my partner helps me with it, but there's nothing wrong with that. He's a fully trained mechanic and I'm not. It just works out to be easier, and it really shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't. I make no bones of the fact that Amy's rebuilt more engines than I have, right? So we've got Amy sat just behind the camera making sure that everything works today, and obviously we've got the audio going into the laptop. So obviously we're all here today. We've got about 50 cars due over the whole weekend.
Yep.
As always, there's a mix of girls that have brought their boyfriends to have a break from normal all male car clubs. And I think we kind of know how that goes, having seen a picture of a gazebo last night with a BMW in front of it. That I'm not gonna. It had "looking for pussy" written across the top of the gazebo, right? And I was just sat there thinking, like, could you be any more of a stereotype?
Yeah.
Of just kind of a douchebag car scene BMW
It's a little bit
driver.
ignorant, that's all it is. It's just assuming that the people that ask you these questions clearly know nothing.
Yeah.
They clearly know, it's just ignorant more than anything. That's what I
I
find.
don't think it's everybody though.
No,
And
it's not.
I
It's
know
not
that
everyone.
where I've run the club over the years, I've chosen to ignore the cliches and I don't actually dwell on them. I don't let it affect
Some of
me.
the biggest supporters in our club are male as well.
Yeah, like how we are
closest
a
friends.
community at the end of the day. And we
And
do.
don't be fooled, we have men and women on our stands.
Yeah,
We welcome everyone who wants to be you. I think as long as you're a nice person,
Yep. No drama.
no
just
drama,
Come and have a good time.
you want to come and have a good time, come and join
Yeah.
us because we're having fun here.
Yeah,
We're having fun.
it's totally. I'll recommend it every time we do. Every year we do modified nationals with you, and every year we do tracks at Silverstone with you. And like, it's things that I just look forward to, like tracks at Silverstone. Just going out for a meal the night before.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like, it's a bit more cultured than going with just the boys. Like, we go out for dinner.
True.
We don't have to get completely demolished the night before.
It's tame.
It's not.
tame.
No, it's tame. Because like, we party when Mod Nuts is on, but
Yes.
like, it's a different experience. Like, Sophie never camps.
No, the last time I camped at JAE, it rained through the tent on me, and I turned around and I said to my partner whilst we were sitting about an inch of water,
No
I
more
am
camping.
never camping again. So that's that.
Never
Camping's
again.
great.
Camping's fun.
Yes.
Best bit, the bit like I remember, like, what was it, 2 years ago? I was sleeping in the back of the stage chair here, and I'd left the middle sunroof open and it started raining.
Oh shit.
I just
So
had this
wet
little
face.
starlight that I was just laid under, like, staring up at the stars when I went to sleep. And then a torrent of rain came in through the roof.
Well, at least you brought your sleeping bag, are you?
I did, yeah. So I'm in trouble this year because I only brought one sleeping bag. Because apparently one double sleeping bag isn't enough for two people. Double inflatable.
Not really.
There's a shaking head from behind the camera right now.
No.
So Sophie, what first got you into cars?
Like ever?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a bit odd, but I was on a school run to school ever since I was very small, and I got driven past a Corvette garage called Dart near where I lived in Penshurst, a tiny little village, and they just had all these amazing Stingrays outside the front, and I just used to look at them and think to myself, one day I'm going to own a nice car. And then as the years went on, obviously you have to progress in your life and everybody starts somewhere. I couldn't even get started because I worked super hard in some really low paid jobs, and it took me a while to get my career sorted. Because as we know, modifying cars is very expensive.
Yeah, it can be.
And it takes a lot of time and work and dedication and money. So I saved up for 8 years for my car, and then I also worked my socks off in another job to get the turbo in it, etc. But I mean, originally I was actually saving up for a Dodge Charger, would you believe?
You?
Yeah.
I can. I can't
Yeah.
imagine driving around with it, but I really can.
Yeah,
I
absolutely loved it. Ever since the Blade film, I just loved the car in that film. And I was like, I want one, you know? But then I got into Japanese cars and, yeah.
There goes your money.
No, that's not how it works with Japanese cars.
Don't lie to me.
What? No, it's
Lie
not.
to my
What
face.
happens is, right, you look at the body and then it just rusts in front of
Bring
you.
you and then
Instantly.
It doesn't even need to go near water. I don't know how they managed to do it.
That's true, actually.
But just like rust. Stone chip in your paint, rust. Like within days. So Tony, same question to you. What was the hook?
For me, I remember my mum going to a Max Power car show with her college, she's a teacher, and I remember her coming home showing me the photos, and I was like, yes, this is
coolest
cool
thing.
stuff, like, I need to go
honestly, that max power era for me, I'm still trying to
Yeah.
convince the boys that we need to build a sex spec Daewoo Matiz.
Definitely.
Mad
Do
Motors.
it.
Mad Motors have got kit for the Daewoo Matiz. Genuine thing that we've discovered.
Definitely.
That's bad boy.
Max power.
So obviously normal thing, like, subscribe so we can get ad revenue, or go buy some merch so I can buy a Daewoo Matiz, then spend $2,000 on a body kit for it.
Damn. Damn.
And then speaking of yellow,
Mellow.
yeah,
Little banana.
what got you into it?
Well, I lived on a farm my whole life, so like we always had quad bikes and like tractors and like I don't ever remember like my parents or anyone like calling. I don't ever remember a mechanic coming to the house. You know, it was always like, you know, fix it with what we got here, get it going.
Yeah.
I mean, I work in a farm garage house. It was sort of like the same. Like I do a lot of agricultural stuff, lots of big stuff, jeeps and that. But I think it was just like the gratification of like finishing something yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was for me. It was like I'd done that myself. Like I put that last
You're
bolt
proud of
in
yourself.
and it worked. And yeah, I think it just set me on a good path. I think I wanted to be able to fix my own stuff. And I think watching a lot, because I come from a big family. Most of us there's lots and lots of women in my family. So obviously they have cars. They take their cars to garages. I was always worried about the amount of money they used to pay.
Yeah.
And not knowing enough of, not being stereotypical in any way, but some of the women in my family not knowing enough about cars, going to a garage to have 2 tyres and ended up having a £1,000 bill. Like,
Yeah.
what have you had done? So I think for me it was more trying to make sure that my family and my girls and the girls I know are not getting ripped off by garages. So
Yeah.
I think that was my drive to like go into like mechanics and that and the cars really, just to make sure that everyone's being looked after. And then when you join a car club like Violent Running, like Modified Girls, you're being looked after.
Yeah.
So like I think it's just family, home from home here as well, isn't it?
I think,
It's like one big family.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, out of all the clubs we work with, I probably do more shows with you guys.
Yeah.
'cause
We all get along.
partly because like they let me just shout at people when we're parking up like first thing.
It's hopeful.
There's a sign on stand right now that just says "Don't piss Bam off."
Don't mess
Says
with the angry
beware
man.
with an angry band.
Same difference.
Yeah.
And like it's we've driven down here today, yesterday night, just hanging out with everyone, getting caught up especially after last year.
Yeah, it was
Like-
a non-existent last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and like it's weird being back at shows. Like last night was the quietest I ever think I've seen the Mod Nats
Yeah, I
crowd.
think it's going to take everyone a little while. I think next year again it'll be busier again. I think it's just taking everyone a while to come back out of their shells. Like everyone's been kept in their homes and kept away from everyone for so long. It's hard to remember how to socialise as well when you get here.
I just don't like. It is weird. Like gone out to see the traders today. The queue to get into the main hall is mental. I don't know if you've been up there yet. It's like it's coming out the doors both sides of the atrium. So like there's still all the COVID regs in place. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're sat within 2 meters of each other because we're working. Mr. Government Man. That's the answer if anyone tries to say it. Also, like you can't fit a lot into the width of a 3 meter gazebo. is the other
Sitting on
challenge.
the arm.
You're sitting on the
If I
arm.
sit by you, I slip away.
Tiny Welsh.
Get up on here.
You're like half a chair, mate. Hey,
Try my best.
and then like everybody gets stupid nicknames in the car community. I haven't been called my legal name since I was 10 by anybody other than people who find me on Facebook, and it's weird when it happens.
Yeah.
Tiny Welsh just got called Tiny Welsh because I got drunk and couldn't remember her name.
Tiny Welsh, that's all I know. Find it.
In fact, the exact phrase, where's that Tiny Welsh person gone?
She's here somewhere. It's so small.
She's hiding. I just like I love coming out because it's a different experience being on stand with you guys to like a normal club. There's a lot of testosterone in some clubs, and it literally can turn into a dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
Which I've never felt on a stand with you guys.
No, it's really nice. I've never been treated better, really. I know before I joined Modified Girls, I've never been to a car show on a stand before, and I know lots and lots of girls. If you're listening to this, I know some people who haven't been to car shows before, they kind of put a car show on a pedestal a little bit, and they're like, my car's not good enough, or I am not good enough to go on stand. But once, I think you need to get you. Come on stand with us just once, just give her a chance, give yourself one go. You know, we do it for anyone who's got any anxiety issues. You know, we can help you. We're very welcoming. I think just get you, try it out, and then see what you think for next time. Because the first time I put too much pressure on myself, and I was like, my car's not good enough, but I got you, and I realised it's not really about your car when you get you. It's about the community that you create when you get you. Like, I wouldn't have come if I didn't think that all of my lovely friends and I was going to be safe and I was going to be looked after and I'm not going to feel anxious. Like, I wouldn't have come otherwise. Like, these guys have made...
I know.
made car shows for me, like, you know?
I know. Like when we were parking everyone up this morning, like you could just see like there was that look on a couple of the girls' faces where they were kind of stressing out about being back at shows. You could just see the anxiety was there, and you're gonna get that anywhere coming back after everything. But just that little, I think that friendly face of seeing someone they know who's parked them up at a show before, they go, it's going to be alright, don't worry, when you're backing up the car's going to hit me, not another car.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Sophie did try and cut me in half with a spoiler.
She did.
But like, that genuine thing of, you know, on this stand, you can message one of the admins, or I'm normally about when we're doing joint events as well, and I'm mental health first aid trained through work. And I don't know any stands that make a point of going to people. Actually, these people are here. They're a dedicated resource to whatever's going on for you. They'll help you out if you need putting in touch with anyone and that kind of thing. And it's just a friendly place to come. Like, even blokes that are kind of struggling a bit, if you know a girl who wants to come to shows, come with them. Like, you'll be welcomed on stand. There's never been I have not once had someone go to me, why is there a big fat bearded bloke telling me where to park my car? Like, you don't get and the converse isn't necessarily true on a normal club stand. You will get the odd bloke who'll go, well, I'm not going to go where you say because you're a woman. Like, you know, and it's just not necessary. We're all here to. It should be it should be an open and accepting community no matter what. And I'll say this to people who openly accept me with being autistic, and people who are a bit weird about women being in the community, like, what are you playing at?
Yeah, agreed.
Like, just get on board with the programme. We're all here to build stupid cars, do stupid shit with them, and have a laugh.
Just enjoy yourself.
I think the real difference with us is that we try to be, well, I think we are very organised, and I think that's the difference. And I've actually tried to have a break and go on another club stand just to experience it, being a member rather than working. And it was the worst experience of my life, and I just thought, what am I doing? Like, I can't ever go on another stand again, because I'm just so used to having everything laid out. Like, we plan everything, and we try and communicate with our members, and we have a group chat before we go to a show. We also do a lot around anxiety and mental health, and we try and make sure that if anybody's particularly struggling, I know we had a couple today which, you know, one particular member, she's really struggled to go out of the house at all, and it's not just because of COVID. I mean, in general, she's really got very bad anxiety. You know, we make sure that the team are aware, we make sure that everybody's welcomed, that they're happy with where they're parked. We switch the stands around. We have merchandise on sale, we do group photos, we do massive trophies. I mean, we try and put as much as we can into our community as possible.
Try and make it bearable,
to enjoy it and feel welcome. And that's another reason I started Modified Girls, is because I've been to shows where I had such bad anxiety. I nearly reversed my car into someone else's car because I was just shaking so much.
Yeah.
And, it was just awful, and nobody came and said hello to me. And I was on at that show on my own, and I just thought, well, this is crazy. I don't feel welcome anywhere, and I know that people don't mean to do it on other club stands. They just don't think about it. And we try and think of everything and every scenario, and we try and, as Tony says, cater for all different types of people. And we don't discriminate against guys joining us on the stand. We actually have some guys that regularly just come with us because we've adopted them, and they just love us. We're a good community. So.
And like, you know, we'll see Ray at nearly every show doing photography.
That's my fault. I abducted him, and he openly told people about that.
Hang on, wait, you abducted him?
Abducted a man.
Is this like, how abducted? Is this like the story we told the other week about me at Jade? Letting people gaffer tape a guy to me and then running off with him strapped to my back, or?
Well, we met by chance because I went to a magazine photo shoot, which unfortunately was never published. They weren't a very professional magazine. I won't mention any names, but it was a great event. We actually had people travel all the way down from Manchester to Kent, and it was Ray was doing all the photos, and we just got on really well. And he's just a lovely guy, and his work's incredible.
Yeah.
And from then onwards, I just said, look, you know, you got to come with us again, and we've just all become really good friends, and his partner's lovely, and so yeah, we always have a joke that I abducted him. It's
Adopted, I like.
Adopted.
Adopted's probably better than abducted, yeah. You can't. It's not like you stuffed him in the boot of a car and keep him in your basement.
I twist his arm to come to every single show with us. Like, I don't think he was that fussed about the shows this year because he was busy. But I was like, no, you're still coming.
I've got visions of him living in your basement and only being let out of the car show.
Come on, there's a car show. Drag him out.
Let him out now, give him the camera. If you're a good boy, we'll give you a nice new lens.
I think he'd love that.
But it's probably the easiest way to bribe him, thinking about it. You know, it's one of those things, like, just coming out to a show again as well. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like, I genuinely thought we'd see a lot more finished builds, right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed that, like, a lot of builds haven't progressed in the last 12 months. Like, I think that's partly down to, like, people being on furlough and not having
COVID, not being able to get stuff, I guess.
I genuinely just couldn't be asked to go to my workshop because I wasn't leaving the house for anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's some genuinely, like, there's some cool stuff kicking about. And the other thing about this show is you've got Modified Nationals, you've got the National Hot Rod Show, you've got Ink and Oil, all on at the same time. So, like, you've got a tattoo convention that I know you're going to abuse later. You've got this absolutely beautiful metal flake Ford pop in the main hall through there that I've already managed to check out. But it's just one of those shows where it's just such a good mix. You've got the Drifters out back for Tony.
This is, to be fair, Modified Nationals is my favourite car show. You've got variety, you've got size, like there's so many cars here. Like you're saying, you've got hot rods, you've got drifting, you've got all the inside show and shine, all the club stands. There's loads of trade stuff here, loads of food stuff here. Like camping, it's a whole weekend. You get 3 days with your mates you don't see for like all year. You get 3 whole days with them, which is my favourite bit. Like this is it's got to be one of the best shows. This then tracks for me.
This is the best one for me.
That's because you haven't yet been to Yakushi with us lot.
That is true.
And let us lot host
in my
you
French car.
in what can only be described as an adventure in science.
That's
The science of how much alcohol can a human body consume. Being back at shows is great. I think that you've raised a really important point earlier though about people turning around and going, my car's not ready for a show and getting anxious about that.
It's very on a pedestal. It's because people who've never ever been do not know how your car is presented at the car, like on a club stand.
Yeah.
I think they have this like vision, even though like obviously our club stand looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. I think other people it gives it you do get a little bit of anxiety about it, I think, but there's nothing to worry about. I think just get yourself tickets for tracks, whatever car show you can list next, and you'll see for yourself.
Yeah. All cars are welcome.
Yeah, everyone's welcome. There's such variety. You got jack cars, gym cars,
I mean,
private cars.
just looking out the other end of the gazebo now, you've got Sophie's S2000, which is perfectly clean, carbon fibre, and then parked directly opposite. You've got Claire's MR2 that's covered in graffiti paint with Tango on it, and they're both equally as awesome as each other. You've got over to the left of us. You've got the Stagia, which is just like got stickers covering its rust. Right, it's got a graffiti painted bootleg because the bootleg was yellow that I bought to replace my original one, and I couldn't be bothered to try and paint it pearl because it's going to take some effort that I don't have the patience for really. And then you've got people that stand here who've got it in touch and they've never been able to get like a decent spot on the stand. So we'll rotate the stands around on a multi-day event.
Yeah.
So we can just go to people like just sit at the front for a bit. Yeah.
It's just getting everyone near a little bit of limelight. I think that's what everyone wants. People want they want nice photos of their cars. They want to get a chance to be seen and just have a good time. Yeah. I think we try and do that for everyone here. To be fair.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of a club that I've worked with. I just don't think I've ever heard having any beef with anybody else at another club, which is so weird. Like the MX5 scene, like the pet thing to do is like piss off the MX5 owners club.
Well, that's people. Yeah, I just don't think we've got anything. We've got nothing to bitch with anyone about. Yeah, we have nothing.
Yeah.
We welcome everyone, boys, girls, anyone. I think it's just the club beef thing. I think it's immature. Again, like going back to the kind of people who say ask the questions that we were talking about at the beginning. It's that kind of people who are.
Yeah, there's no I don't understand the the thought process behind that either. Like I don't get where people get to these ideas that like because I remember like obviously I think I'm older than everyone. Yeah, I am older than all you lot. I remember like the Max Power era, like going to meets then, and like there wasn't like you wouldn't go, oh, this person's building shit. You'd go, oh mate, I can see you put the work in. Like this is the bit. How did you do this bit? And then if they'd done it like in a suboptimal way, you tell them the right way to do it, and you see them back the next week, and like it'd be pristine. It'd be sorted.
People don't like taking any advice. Don't like taking any.
No.
I think it's just the way it's delivered. Yeah, I think it's just be nice to people. If you got something to say about someone's car, maybe.
Yeah.
Try and make sure it's nice. Make sure it's nice. Don't bother saying it.
I totally.
Of course, you're not gonna like everything.
No, it's not.
Everyone has their own taste.
Yeah.
But I think it's just appreciating someone's effort and
yeah.
someone's work that they've put into their own build.
I totally agree with that. I mean, we're gonna this episode's gonna be a shorter episode than normal because we all want to go enjoy the show and we're taking about half an hour out. But I think the important thing, right, for everybody who wanted to know about Car Girls is, well, they don't all have OnlyFans. There's one. No OnlyFans here. No one wanted to do a quick promo. No.
No, and I don't.
Fans grinning. Maybe later.
I don't judge people that do it either. I mean, everybody has.
If someone was willing to pay for photos of me, right, in the boxes like this, I'd be all over it. I would be getting that money in because I've got an expensive hobby. Like, make money whatever way you can. There's
You got a job, working.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could do some bearded Viking board.
Oh my god, yeah.
There you go, you heard it here first.
It's going
OnlyFans
south
coming from me.
Next
Next week we'll get on it. I'm going to stop selling merch. You can just sign up for me rubbing my nipples. It'll be great. So Car Girls, they're like car blokes, but don't have a penis, I guess. Thanks you guys for joining us and taking your time out of your show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Interviewing us.
Yeah, it's
Thanks
awesome.
to everybody for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out shows with this lot. We will be with them at Tracks again at the end of the year at Silverstone. So if you want to book on their stand, do that.
Join us.
Get shouted at by me. I'll tell you where you can park, where you can't park. And I will see you all next week with the usual suspects. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye.